Hi folks, let us begin by understanding about number systems. Let's first begin by brushing up about topics such as natural numbers, whole numbers, integers and fractions. Then we'll see in detail about decimals, rational and irrational numbers, LCM and HCF, how to represent all these numbers on a number line, convert decimal numbers to fractions and vice versa, how to calculate square roots and cube roots. Let us first begin with natural numbers. So what are natural numbers? These are the numbers that we usually use for counting. Numbers begin from the number 1. So the sequence of natural numbers would be 1 followed by 2, 3, 4, 5 and so on. Next we have whole numbers. Whole numbers are the collection of all natural numbers along with the number 0. So the collection of whole numbers would begin from 0 followed by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and so on. We have integers. So integers would include all the whole numbers along with their negative counterparts. So first we will have all the whole numbers, that is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and so on, and the negative counterparts -1, -2, -3 and so on. Let's represent these numbers on a number line. First we have the number 0. Now where would -5 lie on this number line? It would lie somewhere to the left of 0. Where would number 3 be? 3 would lie somewhere on the right side of the number line. Learn about factors and multiples. Say we have two natural numbers p and q. Say the product of p and q equals r. In this case, p and q are referred to as the factors of r, and r is called the multiple of p and q. Let us understand with an example. Say p equals 4 and q equals 6. Now 4 multiplied by 6 would be 24. So in this case, 4 and 6 are called the factors of 24, and 24 would be the multiple. Now let us understand what is HCF. HCF is the highest common factor. So HCF would be the largest factor that two or more numbers share. How do we find the HCF of two numbers? We first list out all the factors of each number and then we find the largest common one. Let us understand this using an example. What is the HCF of 16 and 24? First, we list out all the factors of 16. Factors of 16 would be 1, 2, 4, 8 and 16. Similarly, factors of 24 would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8, 12 and 24. Now we need to identify what are the common factors. So 1 is a common factor, so is 2, 4 and finally 8. And we can clearly see that 8 is the largest common factor. So in this case, HCF of 16 and 24 equals 8. Let us quickly look at LCM. LCM is the least common multiple. So what do I mean by this? So LCM would be the smallest multiple that two or more numbers have in common. And how do we find the LCM? We simply list out the multiples of each number and then we try to identify the smallest common one. Let us understand this using an example. What is the LCM of, say, 12 and 18? What do? We list out all the multiples of 12. They would be 12, 24, 36, 48, 60, 72, and so on. Similarly, let us list out the multiples of 18. They would be 18, 36, 54, 72, and so on. Now we can clearly see that the common multiple between multiples of 12 and multiples of 18 would be 36. This would be the smallest common multiple. So in this case, LCM of 12 and 18 would be 36. Let us look at prime and composite numbers. So first of all, what are prime numbers? A prime number is a number which is greater than 1 and has exactly two factors. And what are these factors? They would be 1 and the number itself. What is an example of a prime number? 7 is a prime number because it has only two factors, 1 and 7, that is the number itself. So 7 is a prime number. Now, what are composite numbers? So, unlike a prime number, a composite number is a number which is greater than 1 and it has more than two factors. What is an example of a composite number? 8 is a composite number because its factors are 1, 2, 4 and 8. So 8 is greater than 1 and it also has more than two factors because 8 has 4 factors in total. So 8 is a composite number. Related to this, we have something called coprime numbers. What are coprime numbers? Two numbers are said to be coprime if their only common factor is 1. For example, 5 and 9 are coprime because their only common factor is 1. What are the factors of 5? 1 and 5. What are the factors of 9? 1, 3 and 9. So the only common factor between them is 1. So 5 and 9 are coprime. Similarly, 5 and 7 are coprime. Coprime numbers are also sometimes referred to as relatively prime numbers. So 5 and 7 are relatively prime. 5 and 9 are relatively prime. You would observe that any two prime numbers are always coprime.